So we're back home here, Manhattan Beach, sunny, beautiful California. Just here hitting refresh, getting back to training, collecting my boards, and trying to learn from the last event, you know, because if I'm not winning, I'm trying to learn. After the Nazare event, like a few days after everything kind of settled down, we started looking at our phones and looking at the forecast, and we're like, oh my God, look at this beast headed straight towards Jaws. And I'm like, looking at the numbers, I'm like, they're gonna call the event. And then sure enough, I get an email, you know, moments later. They're all, Jaws is happening next week. We know Nazare was just a few days ago. Let's go, it's on.
And it looks like the boards made it. Sweet mama.
Travel with these giant 10-foot board bags. The hardest part of our job is getting there.
Never looked so good.
We get about a 72-hour notice to book your ticket, pack your bags, get to the airport, and get on that flight.
Back to the Jaws Challenge at Pe'ahi as we shift gears into the men's competition. Round one heat run with Billy Kemper, Alex Botello, Ryan Hipwood, Grant Twiggy Baker, Russell Bierke.
I was on standby for that event because the year prior I had an injury to my knee and I wasn't able to compete, so I was essentially paying for it the following year. So I just showed up and I was ready to surf and I had all my equipment.
So are you bummed when you find out?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do, right? I'm not in charge. I have to go by what the commissioner says. And if he says, you know, fuck.
Right.
Whatever. No matter what, I'm always gonna show up. I've never pulled out of an event, and I always show up to surf, ready to compete and ready to win. And that's just kind of where my head's at. Coming back from Maui, from Jaws, arriving back here in Southern California. A normal week for me, back to work, back to training at Speed of Sport. The goal is to always be getting better. I'm never like in a camp to get in shape. It's just a lifestyle, like trying to become 1% better every single day.
You know, most of what we do is very scientifically based in terms of how the nervous system controls the body rather than traditional weightlifting. We place a greater emphasis on the ability to control the body better rather than just pushing a heavy weight. Yeah, there, good. And then repeat, good, just like that, good. Yeah, speed, there you go. There you go, speed, faster. A basic philosophy is to challenge all aspects of the nervous system, the coordination, the timing, the speed, and the power. That's what we try to do here. We try to improve the way you move rather than just get you lifting heavy weights. So I've been probably doing this a little over 10 years, but I've worked with maybe 15 world champions, Olympic gold medalists, Donnie Nietes, who's basically the best boxer that ever come out of the Philippines next to Manny Pacquiao. He and I have trained together for several years. Rafael dos Anjos from the UFC. Good, reach back just a little farther. Yeah. Like you're shoveling. Yep.
I was attracted to come and connect with Speed of Sport and Coach Curson because of RDA, Rafael dos Anjos. I saw his conditioning in the UFC and I was like, fuck, this guy looks unstoppable. He looks relentless.
Fight. Hands up. Good, keep going. Footwork, good footwork, good, good, good.
Like, the amount of pressure he would put on his opponents and the energy he had when he entered the cage, I was like, I gotta do what he's doing. I need to work with whoever he's working with. So I connect with Speed of Sport, Coach Curson, and you know, we're in this to win. This is my journey. I have to work hard, and we're headed towards gold.
It's a little brisk, right?
It's nice though.
Yeah?
It's good sprint weather.
It is good sprinting weather, you're right. You guys have your heart rate monitors?
Yeah.
You know these things don't work, right? No, you know, I've looked at it, they're off by sometimes up to 20, 30 beats per minute. You do know that.
But
No, that's it. Okay, who's ready to run?
born ready.
Good, so I'm gonna record the first time, and then we gotta beat that every other time until we're gonna go until we don't beat it, basically.
Okay.
As we set the bar on the first one, we gotta match or beat it on each subsequent run. Set, go. Set, go. Sprinting is great, especially these short-term sprints. Well, one, it helps improve your anaerobic abilities, you know, and your power. Ready, go. Your cardiovascular conditioning, and it's specific to their sport. These guys' sports, a lot of short, repetitive movements, but with a duration of a break in between. Power and speed, you know, they do help develop speed. They enhance the output of the nervous system. Just great for overall coordination.
On the Big Wave Tour right now, there's 3 events. There's Mavericks in California, Nazare in Portugal, and then Jaws in Maui. Nazare happened in November, and then like a fucking week later, we had Jaws. So we had, you know, 2 out of 3 of the events, and we're basically just waiting for Mavericks to break. I ultimately just want to be in the ocean and be competing and be surfing, whether they're holding an event or not. And I think it's important to support these other events, like the one in Chile, the one in Peru, Pico Alto, the one in Spain. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to go support those events because good people are putting those things on, and it helps grow and foster the sport of big wave surfing. And it allows younger surfers to get in, whatever, or newer, fresher surfers, and it gives them an opportunity to compete. And fuck, at the end of the day, I just like competing in giant surf. Going into that event, I definitely wanted to make it there, even though I had short notice to fly over there, because I won the event twice, back to back, and I wanted to back it up for a 3rd time. So I'm like, fuck yeah, of course I'm gonna jump on this opportunity. And the boat will take you outside the harbor, and the wave is actually just outside the harbor. It's like one of the coolest setups you'll ever see. It was freezing. Like, I had my hand gloves on and my fingertips were just like frozen little crispy tips. And you have your hoodie on, your sweater, your jacket. You know, you get called for your heat. You gotta grab your wetsuit out of your bag, pop it on the boat. The boat's rocking left and right. Getting suited up off a boat has always made me feel very ill, because I'm like, for whatever reason, I guess the exhaust makes me feel so sick to my stomach. So having to compete while feeling that way is really difficult and challenging. But you know, I've had some of my best wins off a boat, which is bizarre because I've just paddled out into the heats feeling just absolutely terrible.
Llega, ¿eh?
Así se han pasado toda la manga 4. Y atrás sin otra, ¿eh?
Avísame si...
A ver, no la coge, no la coge.
I went out to my heat and everything was going great. My board felt really good. I was getting good waves. I was in a good rhythm.
¡Opa! ¿Qué control tiene sobre el maestro, hombre? Como aguanta como un titanial, ¿eh? Si es que sale siempre, ¿eh?
Won that heat, then advanced through the semifinals, and was like winning all my heats and made it to the final. And in the final, I needed 2 solid scores. I had 1 good score, and then everything kind of lined up, and then I needed a good wave at the very end, and I was sitting in position by myself at this other peak none of the other competitors were sitting on. And the wave came, and it came right to me. I spun and went, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is it right here.
Le da. Qué buena.
Hit this bump and like flew back, this phantom chop, and fucking got bucked off my board. As I was underwater, just in my head, like, that was it. You just fucking blew it. That was your shot. That was your wave. You would have had 3 in a row. That would have been historical. So fucking bummed underwater. And then sure enough, yeah, the heat ran out and that was it. I'm looking forward to coming back there this next following season and fucking winning that event again. I love that place.